I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, she's my Dixie chicken. Yes, she is. She comes in every Monday, whether she wants to or not. She comes in.
That's the way to say it.
Yeah.
You always say whether we want her to or not. I'm always like, I don't like that sentence because it sounds like you don't want me to be here.
No, I want you to be here. I'm always wondering why you. I'm always shocked. And folks, the voice you're hearing is the beautiful Miss Anna Vocino. Look, Anna. Whenever you pull into my StreamYard, I'm like, oh, great, she showed up again.
She's here.
We're good. Another week. Another week. Here we go.
Another week in the can.
Anna, can I tell you what's in this cup? What's in this cup should be illegal.
What's in there? Cocaine?
No, cocaine has nothing on this.
What sort of caffeine fuckery is in there?
I'm labeling what I put in this cup. Black Coke.
Black cocaine.
Black cocaine.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing with it?
All right. You see the bag right above me right there?
Is it the Athletic Blend?
Yeah, Athletic Blend. Whenever I really need a kick in the butt, Athletic Blend in their espresso machine.
Hey, you know what I noticed today?
Yeah.
I went to purevitaminclub.com. And I didn't mean for the beginning of the show to turn it into an ad for you at all. But I went to purevitaminclub.com and I noticed you can click, there's a tab for the vitamins and then there's a tab for the coffee and it says Pure Nutrition. And my head exploded. I was like, that's great branding. I love it. I'm glad you put it both together.
You know who puts together my branding for me?
Chris.
No, me. Thank you.
I wasn't going to give you any credit. I was going to give it all to
Chris. I know. Oh, Chris. Chris does everything.
Oh, Chris. I'm sorry. Yeah. Vinny, shh. Chris is talking.
Yeah, shh. Be quiet. The man with brains.
He's so smart, Chris.
All right. So, Anna, we're recording this on the 4th of September.
Correct.
A couple of days ago, we had something called Labor Day. And Labor Day marks the end of, the harvest is in. The laborers, we celebrate summer, the whole thing. That's what Labor Day was. That's why we started Labor Day, to celebrate all the laborers, right? Give them a day off. Give them a 3-day weekend, right? But Labor Day also starts a few other things. And this pertains to how we feel about ourselves, the seasons, not season, but seasons that we're getting ready to go into. So Monday was Labor Day. So everybody goes, all right, look, starting Friday, I'm going to make it a 4-day weekend. We're going to kick them off. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go do the jet skiing. We're going to have all the beer we want. Because why? It's Labor Day. And you know me, I always say, put a little life into living. You're supposed to kick back sometimes and go do that. That's when you have your pizza. That's when you go, yeah, we're going out to the beach with the family. If you're on the East Coast, people go to the, what do they call that? The barrier reefs, the barrier islands, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that's where they go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I grew up on the East Coast, and I don't think anybody called it a barrier reef or a barrier island.
No, the barrier islands. They go North Carolina, South Carolina.
The Outer Banks.
The Outer Banks. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I did go to the Outer Banks every summer.
You go to the Outer Banks, Anna. Yes. If you're up where you were living, sometimes they go to Chesapeake Bay, that kind of thing.
You go to Virginia Beach, yeah.
If you live down south.
Sometimes you go to Rehoboth, sometimes you go to Ocean City.
You go to what we call Alabama East. You go to a place called Destin, Fort Walton Beach.
Or Gulf Shores.
Oh, yeah. Gulf Shores, Alabama. So, you play your Jimmy Buffett. You go down. I used to love going to Gulf Shores. 2 hours closer, and boom, you're having just as much fun.
That's right.
Yeah. They call it the Redneck Riviera.
I was going to say the Redneck Riviera. PCB, baby. Panama City Beach.
You go down to Miami, South Beach. People go everywhere, right?
Yeah.
You live out in the desert. They all go to that. What's that lake they go to? Havasu. Out in the middle of nowhere.
They go to Havasu. Yes, they do.
They go to Havasu. People have a good time, Anna.
They do. And they should.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Amity City. Everyone's going to, they're going to the beach for the 4th of July in Jaws.
In Jaws.
And nobody is
As
realizing.
You know, amity means friendship.
Yeah. That's what they say in the movie.
That's right.
Yeah. Everybody's going down there. You got your mayor in the seersucker suit sweating it out.
That's right. I always thought it would be still too hot. Even on Martha's Vineyard, that would be too hot.
Yeah.
To wear a suit on 4th of July.
They pulled that guy right out of Central Casting.
They
right?
did.
So, but you see, what you don't realize when you're in Amity, you don't realize that, you're having fun, you're on the beach, what have you. You don't realize there's something lurking, something beneath the water.
That's a Cajun Jaws theme song.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Boom, 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 boom. Da-da-da. Yeah. All right. So that's where we are. People don't realize, I'm going to just take Labor Day. I've been doing good all summer. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to have my beers. I'm going to have all the wine. I'm going to have the pizza. Look at that ice cream over there. I'm going to get it all. I'm at the Great Outer Banks Reefs. Yeah. That's what they call them.
Yes.
I'm at the Chesapeake Bay. I'm down at the Redneck Riviera. I'm listening to Little Feat on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville. They don't realize there's a shark in the water, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And that shark is called pumpkin spice. And
I was just
nobody
going to say, is he going to say pumpkin spice season?
Oh, it's pumpkin spice season. Look, no one is immune from it. Even at Eat Happy Kitchen.
I know.
I think you're safe at Eat Happy Kitchen. They got pumpkin spice.
We do, but no sugar.
That's the difference. You see, if you go to Vocino, this is not an ad, folks, but if you go there,
it sounds like it.
You get the pumpkin spice, but it's in the gravy. Mm-hmm. And it's delicious. As a matter of fact, I remember a couple of years ago, you were fresh out.
Yeah.
And I had the one left in the country.
Yep. We've been out for a year. Anybody who has it.
I eBayed the crap out of that thing. High is better.
Well, it's back in stock now.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. I ended up eating it myself because it's good. But I'm not talking about the Vocino pumpkin. I'm just letting you know. You're
talking about like the pumpkin spice, the latte, the muffins, the cookies, the cakes.
It's the jaws of the fall. It really is. Because it seeps, it's everywhere. You can't escape it. You think you're safe. You dip your toe in the water. You go over to Starbucks. They got it all. They show you little pictures of leaves. Looks like fall leaves and everything. Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice, everything.
I already bought 2 pumpkins at the grocery store 2 days ago. I think I was the first one. They didn't even have the price tags on them yet.
You see, pumpkins are one thing. Pumpkin spice is its own thing.
Yeah.
It's a spice. As a matter of fact, pumpkin doesn't have a spice. You got to make this out of sugar and other things, right? Like cinnamon and what have you, nutmeg,
allspice, nutmeg,
allspice. Yeah, you mix it all together. You don't see it coming, even when I turn on my beloved Hallmark, pumpkin spice, then pumpkin season, pumpkin farm, pumpkin. There's pumpkin everywhere.
Yeah, I have something in my teeth. I'm picking my teeth right now.
Pick your teeth, Anna. You go right ahead.
Thank you.
So here's the thing. The pumpkin spice is everywhere, and you think it's innocuous. I just had a couple of beers, some pizza over at the Outer Banks. I can have a couple of pumpkins. I mean, come on, it's the season. It only comes around once a year, but you see, it's September. And you know what happens tonight? We're recording this on the 4th.
Yeah. We don't know when it's going to come out, but we're going to be balls deep in pumpkin spice by the time this comes out.
But you know what else happens tonight? Football. NFL starts last weekend for the holiday weekend. College started, so we're in football season. Again, it starts seeping in. Oh, come on. It's just a couple of beers. It's just some wings. We got the wings.
By the way.
With the wings. Go on.
I just want you to know, first of all, lest anyone forget, I am married to a man who's so obsessed with the movie Jaws that he went on a game show about Jaws with other people who are obsessed about the movie Jaws and won. He beat those other people. He knows the most about Jaws. And it's been the 50th anniversary of Jaws this summer. I don't know if you know this, Vinny.
I was
all sorts of programming on, all sorts of things. And he knew all the things. He knew all the things. He knew more things than the documentarians making things about Jaws. That being said, today, it's funny you say the wings and the football, because all day long he's been going, you're going to make the wing. He gets on a tape loop. That's part of his spectrum. He gets on the loop and sings a song usually. And the song all day has been about making the pumpkin marinara wings that I promised him that I would make as soon as I hang up with you.
Okay, so if I said to your husband, who's Susan Backlenny, would he know who she is?
I'll text him right now.
I need an immediate answer when you text him. Mm-hmm. Tell him, don't go look it up.
I don't even know the spelling of what you're saying.
Backlenny is Susan. I'll spell it for you. Backlinie, I think. No wimpy Y.
Okay.
Susan Backlenny.
I'll tell you. Writing. That's all I wrote. I didn't give any context. He's not in the same room with me.
All right. She was the woman at the beginning, the first one killed, Chrissy Watkins.
I'm sure he knows that.
Yeah. And by the way, she was a stunt woman. She wasn't really an actress. They couldn't find any other actress to get totally naked.
I do know that.
And then she ended up doing some nudie magazines like Penthouse and everything else. Don't ask me how I know.
How would you know that?
I know a lot I don't know everything about Jaws. I could not win a competition. See, he wouldn't know the mayor's name. I just know that he wore a seersucker suit, right?
I'll be honest with you. I don't see dots, so I don't know if he has his phone in front of him or if he's outside doing yard work. But as soon as we have an update from Lauren Tarquinio, I'll let you know.
I want to know if he knows who Susan Backlenny was. She just died a year or two ago. Maybe not even that long. She didn't make it to the 50th anniversary. At any rate, okay,
spice season is the lurking under the surface. Now, I think part of it too is that coming back from Labor Day, you have to really practice getting right back into NSNG.
Yeah.
That's, I think, the thing. You go,
well, it is.
So well, I could do this. And then, oh, you know what? I've lost 40 pounds. I could do that.
We get lulled in. It's like,
I do it too. Absolutely.
Because it's like a tsunami of things that, all right, first off, it's fall season. You're not going to be wearing the bathing suit anymore. You're not going to be going to the beach. You're going to be wearing clothes. Look, you won't even be trimming your pubes. Women just go straight to winter bush, right? It's just, you're doing all the stuff, right? You're not caring anymore because, hey, who's going to see it until the spring? So you have pumpkin spice, you got NFL, you got chicken wings, you buy the chips. Go on.
Pumpkin spice bush. How is this not a thing?
I don't know. That's got to be a weird taste. Got to be a weird taste.
I was thinking like the untrimmed pubes, but we dye them orange, right? And then you cut out like jack-o'-lantern face.
I don't think I can talk.
Somebody's done it. Somebody's done it. I'm sure there's a porn with it.
There'll be a porn star with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move on with this, Anna. So you got your NFL.
I catch your drift, which is why we're going to do a 101.
And look, that's you see the problem starts with Labor Day, just like Jaws seeps in. Everyone's having fun. Oh, we just had some beers. Now we're having pumpkin spice lattes. Now it's football season. We got some 7-layer dip. It's just Sunday. It's just one day out of 7. No big deal.
You can have 7-layer dip. You just can't have the chips.
Well, it depends. If Anna Vocino's making a 7-layer dip and knows what she's doing. But the problem is you're not going to sit there and spoon 7-layer dip. It's the chips. And,
you gotta do some vegetables. You got to make a little pita chip with the almond flour, the pork rinds.
Yeah. So as soon as we get lulled in by football and pumpkin spice, then it happens. It happens, and it comes fast, and it comes quick, and it's swift justice. Is called Halloween.
Yeah. And this is why I have all the recipes. This is why, here's the thing. I didn't write a cookbook, and I'm like, oh, what are 400 recipes that just have chicken and steamed vegetables?
Right.
No. They're recipes so that you can have all the things that you want to eat and not feel like you're missing out on life.
Yeah.
And football food's a big part of that. I have so many. I mean, my next cookbook, a third of it is dips. That's how into football food I am. Like a third of it is dips. A lot of dips. I ran out of ideas. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, I can't write another dip recipe. I've written them all.
So, Anna, can people find some of those dip recipes right now?
Oh, I have a ton of dip recipes online.
Folks.
That's why I had to come up with more for the book. I was like, oh my God.
I just have the one that Anna does. I take the heavy cream, the ranch. I make the ranch.
Do you want me to read you some, Vinny?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, because I got a whole thing I want to talk about here.
First of all, I'm making the pumpkin marinara wings tonight. And they're super easy in that that recipe. I'll send it to Leona. She can put it in the show notes here so it can live on your site. Okay, I'm going to annavocino.substack.com. I click recipe index. Now, these are just recipes I've published since I've started my Substack. This is not even in any of my other 3 cookbooks, okay?
Right.
Asparagus prosciutto flatbread. Bacon-wrapped scallops with chili basil dipping sauce. Buffalo green chili chicken queso dip. Chicken satays with Thai peanut dipping sauce. Good luck finding that with no sugar out in the wild. You got to make it, and it's easy.
Yeah.
Dairy-free buffalo dip. Dill deviled eggs. French dip bites. Low-carb ravioli. It's just little meatballs wrapped with provolone. Mediterranean feta bake. Pan-fried cheese with lime salsa verde. Pimento cheese dip. Pumpkin-shaped low-carb baked brie. Salt and vinegar nuts. Whiskey cheese dip.
And folks, all
sausage
these are free
cheddar
right there.
balls.
You can, say that again?
Sausage cheddar balls. I make those all winter long.
The worst porn name ever.
Mm-hmm. In fact, because everybody who grew up at a certain time, it was a Bisquick recipe where you'd make sausage cheddar balls, but it would be held together with Bisquick. And first of all, I can't eat that even if I'm doing a life and a living because it's got gluten, right?
All right. Sure. Yeah.
But why can't we just make it low carb? It's sausage, it's cheddar, it's onion, it's delicious. Make it work. And I did. And that recipe is so requested. They're still friends. I still have friends and they're my age and they're afraid of fat.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
And the husband, he turned 50 this year. And as his 50th birthday present, I made him the sausage cheddar balls, but I had to hide it. I hid it in it was wrapped in a produce bag. I gave it to him hidden because he's got to sneak around on his wife and eat something with high fat.
Hang on, I got to call Serena. Hang on. I'm trying to do a podcast. Do you hear the dog up there? Do you hear the dog?
No, I think it blocks it out.
Oh, we're good. Let's see if she picks up.
I hear Lauren on the phone. I want this Susan Backliny. And we will do a 101. And by the way, sausage cheddar balls are very encouraged on NSNG.
So, folks, she just gave you a bunch of football ideas, a bunch of. I
didn't even read all of them, but that's I'm hungry.
I mean, right there. I mean, that's what we're talking about, though, Anna. So, all right. So now we have Halloween. So now we've gone from we've now lulled ourselves to sleep from Labor Day into football season, into pumpkin spice season, and now we're at a candy holiday. That's all it is. Halloween is a candy holiday. Period.
The candy's been for sale since mid-August. I went to CVS for my friend's 60th. I told you I threw her party, and I went to CVS to get some cake candles. And I thought to myself, oh, I bet they'll have a fun happy birthday sign or some dumb kids party thing. They had nothing for kids parties. Instead, they had 5 aisles of candy. Not just one aisle. It was one after the other in mid-August.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
by
it's
the way,
expensive.
Anna, do you remember what I did last year? For
cash for candy. Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, I'm doing it again. I think the neighborhood has caught on to it. I'm going to probably have
out a few bucks
for my cash, but I don't care. I will give cash for candy. Period. So that's where that is. So
and the issue is you open up the candy that you buy to give to trick-or-treaters and you start eating it. And guess what? It doesn't even taste as good as you remembered. You eat too much of it because you can't say no because of what it triggers in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're back, and then you're like, well, screw it. I'm off the path now.
Well,
it can send you on a bender. that Halloween candy.
Well, that's what happens to people. They go from Labor Day, pumpkin spice, all the way now we're at Halloween. By the way, when we bought all that candy back from the kids, we threw it away. Serena goes, what do we do with it now? So we throw it away.
Yeah.
And we threw it away. And then 3 weeks later, what comes up? A food holiday, also known as Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we go from, pumpkin spice, Labor Day, beer swilling, right into football season and 7-layer dip. Now we're all the way over to a food holiday. We went through the candy holiday. Now we're at the food holiday.
And it's not just a food holiday. It's a carb casserole holiday.
Yes. And by the way, if you think the pumpkin spice stops, it's still going on because this is the holiday it was invented for.
Right. We just, in America, we're great at marketing things several months before they actually happen. And then it becomes a whole season.
Yeah. We've turned this. So now you're at Thanksgiving, you're at a food holiday. But don't worry, we're coming up to a cake holiday known as Christmas. Just what, 3 weeks after that, you got Christmas because we're all sitting
cookies, candies. Yeah. We have friends who make the homemade peppermint bark, the homemade toffee, the Ferrero Rocher homemade, all that stuff. And the only thing that's kept us from getting it the past few years is that we moved 2 hours north. She was like, can I have your address so I can send you your candy? And I had to tap dance. And I was like, I love it. I love that you do it. It's so nice. And it's so wonderful that it's homemade. It's lost on us because even if I have a bite, it feels like my teeth are going to fall out of my head. It's not worth it for me. You know what I mean? And I'm a fan of homemade treats, but it's too much sugar for me.
No, I same here.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And then
traditions.
We go straight from that and we go right into a drinking holiday known as New Year's. And so
they're all drinking holidays, Vinny, if you're doing it right.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, Labor Day, September 1st. So hang on.
Girl on the beach from Jaws was the response that just came in.
Okay. That's close enough. She was the first one eaten by the shark.
He's on a phone call. So he texted that as he's on a phone call. I hear him talking.
Okay. All right. So we have September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. And if you live in Louisiana, you go right into King Cake holidays, right? Because Mardi Gras is coming. But let's leave Louisiana out of it, right? 4 months.
Y'all are very crazy for King
4
Cake
months.
season.
That's a third of your year.
Yeah.
1/3 of your year.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, that's when people put on the most weight. And then they spend the rest of the year trying to battle that weight, right? And in the battle, they go up and down. And usually, if you're starving yourself on a calorie in, calorie out proposition, you're going to lose the race, right? Because we're not set up to starve ourselves. Your brain takes over and says, MF, feed me, please, now, right? And that's where we go. So, folks, I'm telling you this for a reason. We're in it right now. This show is coming out probably in 3 weeks. We have to do a bunch of them up front. You're in the midst of it. If you've gotten into it, get yourself out of it now. Get out of it now, because I'm telling you, you will not win. There's no winning this race.
By the way, September, there's a reason why September is Whole 30 month. She chose September because it's basically the only month that doesn't have a holiday in it. But I always say I like post 4th of July to Labor Day is like its own segment of like, let's recommit to things so that then you can go into September feeling stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. Do not waste a third of your life every year doing this.
No. And by the way, I have Eat Happy for the holidays so that you can do a whole low carb Thanksgiving should you want to.
Yeah. Now we're gonna go right from that into a NSNG 101. But first, I need to tell you guys about Villa Capelli olive oil.
Vinny, I committed a mortal sin.
Oh boy, what did you do?
I was refilling the olive oil little decanter thing that you the little
You were going from the Big Ten
squishy
down.
bottle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I had the funnel in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept dumping it because I don't know what I was.
And it poured over?
It poured over and there was nothing to be done.
Yeah, you flew a little, come on. You flew a little too close to the sun.
My husband was furious, but it didn't matter because I was furious with myself.
You didn't just lick it off the counter like a cat?
Well, no, I took it and I put it on paper towels, and then I took the paper towels and I made us rub it all over our skin. But I said, put on your elbows, Lauren, you're ashy.
Yeah.
And which he is, and he needed some moisturizer. But here's the thing. Steven has just come out with.
I know.
Did you see?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen again. I'm not going to overflow it again.
I saw that and I went, why didn't they have this before?
He's been working on, I'm sure it takes a good year or so to repackage. It took us 18 months. The 3-liter tin is back in stock, but it's no longer a tin, bitches. It is new. It says same great oil, new convenient packaging. Now our premium extra virgin olive oil comes in an easy pour 3-liter box that keeps your oil tasting vibrant from first pour to last. Clean pours, easy refills, no dents, less waste. Now, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's like a tote, like a boxed wine, because then you punch out the little spigot.
Yeah.
And there's a bladder inside the box, right? That's what I think it's. I haven't seen one yet, but I'm very excited.
Me either, but I'm guessing it was that too. But here's the problem, Anna.
What's the problem?
There's a problem. You know how Steven would send us like the dent items for ourselves?
The dented cans, yes.
Mm-hmm. We won't get that anymore.
No, he has to send us one of these so we can properly understand the mechanism and talk about
it. We need to keep trying it, I think, over and over to make sure it works.
I can't remember what the oil tastes like. I need him to send me more.
Yeah, same here. Steven, get on it. All right, Villa Capelli, you want to save 10% each and every time. Put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, 10% off every single time. Villa Capelli, it's all we use around here. Anna uses it on her husband's elbows. Mm-hmm. So go
because
get
I spilled it. I did. I smeared it into the marble, but a really thin coating, and I think actually it helped the marble look better.
It probably did.
Yeah.
Olive oil helps everything.
Soak it right in.
Okay. Yeah. NSNG 101.
101. Ready?
Yeah.
Get Vinnie's PDF. There you go.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
So, I have a PDF out there. You can go to VinnieTortorich.com and get the PDF. It'll say, it's called, I think Debbie calls it an ebook over there.
It's supposed to be called an ebook.
Yeah.
But it's in PDF format, so we call it a PDF.
It's not book length, folks. It's like a cheat sheet as to how to get thin.
What is it, like 38 pages, 45 pages?
Like 25 to 30 or something.
Good. That's all you need.
It's like
best $10 you will ever spend on yourself.
You know, some people send me an extra 10. They'll go, wait, this is worth 20. So go get the ebook, and that will explain everything. But let's say you're lazy and you don't want to go get the ebook. What is NSNG? People always say to me, hey, Vin, I don't really do NSNG. I'm doing Atkins. Or Vinnie, I don't do NSNG. I do Carnivore. I hope you're not mad at me because I started NSNG and I became a Carnivore. Why would I be mad? I don't care.
When you say Carnivore, it sounds like you're saying Carnivore because of your, I almost said New Jersey accent. I don't know why I said New Jersey. Because of your Louisiana accent. And I kind of love a Carnivore. Yeah,
I think people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's someone who only eats corn.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's
don't eat corn because that's not because that. All right, so here's the thing. People go, oh, I do this version, I do that. I don't care. Do it. I don't care which version you're doing. I have kept this free. NSNG is free for everyone all the time. Right? I don't care which diet you do. I'm not out there selling fancy bars or powders or potions. You don't have to sign up for multi-level marketing thing to get it's all right there for you. Right? You don't even have to get my PDF. You could just listen to this podcast, piece it together, and you will lose weight. So NSNG simply means if you can't figure out anything else to do, the N stands for no, the S stands for sugar, the other N stands for no, and the last one, the G stands for grain. No sugars, no grains. NSNG is that simple. So then people will say to me, what about oatmeal? I don't know. Let's see. Is oatmeal a grain? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's out. Well, what about quinoa? Can I have quinoa? No, that's a grain. But I heard that it's got extra protein in it. Sure, it does. But it's going to cause, and by the way, it's minuscule, and it's going to cause the same kind of glycogen spike, glycogen load. I'm sorry. You get a glucose spike, you get a glycogen load. You're going to get the same kind of glycogen load from spelt or quinoa that you're going to get from bread or pasta or any other wheat or corn. It's all the same thing. Your liver doesn't look at one or the other and go, oh, rice is better than, no, it all causes a glycogen load, right? And what happens, so let me do the math on glycogen load. What does that mean? When you have any kind of carbohydrate, especially a complex carbohydrate, these are the ones that if you go to a dietitian, they will tell you that these are the good carbohydrates. They release slowly from your stomach into your liver, and your body knows what to do with them, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's bullshit. What actually happens is your body keeps releasing it from your stomach into your liver, and the spike stays up there, so your body has to keep releasing insulin. The more insulin you release, the more, all right, so at first it'll check, your body will look around and go, oh, I need a little sugar here, a little sugar there. You have a little bit in your muscles, a little bit in your blood, a little bit in your liver, but we're always topped off, right? We are, right? Unless you're a type 1 diabetic, right? You can go wildly wrong in one direction or another. So then the question becomes, what happens to all the other carbohydrate that you've eaten? Well, it's very, very simple. The glycogen goes down and it's got to push it into your fat cells, but it can't push it into the fat cells as a carbohydrate because we can't store carbohydrates that way. But what it can do is convert it into a long-chain triglyceride, also known as a fat. And then that fat gets stored in your fat cells. Now, notice I said long-chain triglyceride. Sometimes we talk about coconut oil and medium chain triglycerides, MCT oil, this kind of thing. Okay, medium chain and small chain triglycerides are used all day long for energy. Your body uses it as quick energy, the same way it would use sugar. That's why when people want to be in dietary ketosis, they eat a lot of coconut oil because it will get you into dietary ketosis and your body will use that oil for energy. Right?
Will it though? Like if you have too much sugar, extra sugar in your system.
I'm talking about if you're doing everything right.
Okay. I just want to be clear on that.
Thank you, Anna. That's a very.
Here's why I say that. I just saw a keto influencer who's a doctor on YouTube the other day. A short came up, and they were talking about you can just take that and get into ketosis, and with no qualifiers. I was like, I think that's dangerous to tell somebody on the standard American diet.
That's people.
And they were saying take 4 tablespoons, which I was like, cool, that'll be fun.
Yeah, good luck. So here's the thing, your body will start making ketones from that, but you're not in dietary ketosis. If you're still taking in a lot of sugar, you got to get rid of the sugar first. Right. There is no magic formula here. When you start eating high fat, you got to get rid of the sugar. It's the only way it's going to work. So I want to go back a little bit, right? Okay. So we were talking about the long chain triglycerides. And my buddy Gary Taubes, I think he wrote this in his book, Why We Get Fat and What to Do About It. And Debbie will put it right back at the top of my reading list on Amazon so you guys can find it. Very good book. He wrote it. I think I read his book a long time ago. That book's been out since like 2008 or 2009. He wrote it right after Good Calorie, Bad Calorie. At any rate, he writes something in that book, and I went, This is the best way of putting this ever. He said, think of a long chain triglyceride is like being like you went to IKEA and you bought a bed, right? When you bring the bed home from IKEA, you have the frame, but it's all taken down, and you have the box spring and the mattress. You have everything separate, and you can easily walk it through the front door of your house. You can walk it into the door of the bedroom, and then you set it up in the bedroom. Now, you can't get that bed out unless you break it down again, right? It won't flow in and out the way a medium chain or a small chain triglyceride will easily go in and out of a cell, right? It more or less gets stuck in there. It has to be coerced out, right? Your body has to have to go to that cell to burn that triglyceride to get it out. Now, it's a cartoon way of putting it, but it does work that way. Once you have a long chain triglyceride slipping into your fat cells, it's hard to break it down to get it out. It's not impossible, right? We know that because people lose hundreds of pounds all the time. So we know you can do it. You just have to be fastidious and want to do it. And the best way to do it is to stay low carb. So Anna, I've been talking a lot. Ask me questions about NSNG and
I think that you should start with, okay, well, what does that mean that I can eat? If I'm not eating sugar or grains, what am I focused on? What do my meals look like? Because it does seem like the next step question that people always ask me. Okay, great. Now what can I eat?
Okay, let's start with breakfast. As my friends who smoke a lot of dope always says, they like to wake and bake. I feel the same way about food. You want to wake and bake. You've gone through a fast of sleep. You're sleeping. Your body uses energy. I always feel like you're going to wake up. You want to eat something. Now, the best thing to eat in the morning is probably eggs. I can't think of a better food. It's an embryo, right? Everything it takes to make a living being is inside of that eggshell, right? It's very healthy for us. So you want to eat eggs, period. So that's number one, eggs. Some people can't eat eggs. In that situation, you want to eat something else that's got fat and protein. Even if it comes down to something like high-fat cottage cheese or yogurt or kefir or something like that, I want you to put something in your body in the morning. It could be red meat. It could be chicken leftover, whatever you want. But eggs are one of the top things. Can you eat bacon? Sure. Remember, bacon is a processed meat. So I don't want you to, Vinnie says I can eat bacon. I'm just going to sit here and eat bacon on top of bacon and have some bacon with my bacon. No, that's not what we're talking about. You want to have it once or twice a week with your meals. That's fine. So
it is very exciting to get the permission to eat the bacon. But now that I'm 13 years into this, I actually rarely have bacon anymore. Is that crazy?
Yeah, well, bacon is one of those crunchy things you could go to right away.
That's true. That's why it is fun for that.
And I'm okay with people doing the bacon. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with bacon. You want to get the high quality stuff. You don't want the Farmer John's or the Oscar Mayer or whatever. You go to a butcher and they're going to have the bacon they made right there. It's going to be 100% better. So do that.
Yeah.
So that's breakfast. Now, some people will eat lunch. I never eat lunch. After my workout, at about 3 p.m, after I've done a hard workout, I might do something like I'll take a really good Parmigiana and get a couple of slices. I pour a little Villa Capelli in a saucer. I throw a little salt and black pepper on it, and I literally dip my cheese into the oil, and that's all I'll have, period. I mean, people go, really? You don't eat lunch? I'm not hungry for lunch. I'm just not. So this is not eating with impunity.
Right.
This is when you stoke your body correctly, you can go all morning, you can get through a really good workout and still not be hungry and have the protein and the fat is carrying you through with energy. The protein is rebuilding your muscles.
Right.
And then at some point you have dinner, right? That's the way I do it. Some people, especially if they're coming off of 600 pounds, 500 pounds, what have you, they have a lot different energy requirement than me, a 170-pound man. So, they they're more apt to want to eat something. Sometimes it's a hamburger patty, some chicken, whatever you can grab for lunch when you're at work, or bring, a lot of people bring leftovers from their house from the night before, or their overcooked dinner just to have the leftovers to bring to lunch. All of that is fine, but you want to stick to meat, pork, chicken, fish. One of the things I would tell all my clients back when I was in that business for 40 years was only eat fish if you're serious about losing weight, right?
What does that
Fish
mean?
fish is really good for you. You get all the good omega-3s, you get all of the, everything you need. You get protein, you're getting the oil, you're getting everything.
Why is it about losing weight? Is it because it's
Because
just less calorically dense, or is it?
no, it's just, it's just a saying I had because it worked, right? Whenever I got serious about cutting up, I, just ate fish and eggs, right? And I was so poor back then. It was tuna fish a lot of times, right from a can. And because I was always on the road with my clients, I had a can opener and a fork. I would just eat tuna right out of the can, right? So there are ways to do that. If you find you're getting a lull at midday, Anna mentioned it a few minutes ago, coconut oil, right? Just get a spoon, a teaspoon or a tablespoon, put some coconut, put it in your mouth. Boom, works like a charm. It does. I'm not a big fan of MCT oil because basically all it is super refined coconut oil. And if you take a little too much of it, you're going to have really bad stomach distress and you might crap your pants. I'm not kidding. It's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to people.
It's never happened to me, but it definitely gave me gurgles in the tummy.
Yeah.
Which is not fun. I also too, aren't we trying to stay away from overly refined oils?
Yeah.
Just kind of in general. Like coconut oil feels like it has it's definitely just way less refined than MCT oil.
And by the way, there's other, like cocoa fat, what I'm talking about, the chocolate fat and the whole thing.
Yep.
You could buy those in dollops, and I've used those.
That's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah. Palm oil is good, but palm oil, people, oh my God, it's killing the rainforest or something.
I think there's some like certified good palm oil out there.
Yeah. It's just like coconut oil. It's the same thing. People ask me, can I have palm oil? Yeah, you can. Just like coconut oil, they got a bad rap in the 50s and 60s because the corn oil people didn't want this stuff to take hold. It was coming from some Asian countries and, like some different islands or whatever. And they were like, oh, geez, this stuff is better and healthier and much cheaper. We can't have that. So they started all kinds of propaganda campaigns against coconut oil and palm oil. And palm oil is still, and then we started using palm oil and we would hydrogenate it or partially hydrogenate it to put in candies and all this kind of thing. And once you do that, you weaponize it. It's not healthy for you anymore.
Right.
Anytime you hydrogenate oil, any kind of oil that was formerly good, like coconut or palm oil, you're turning it into a bad oil. So you got to be careful with that. Any questions, Alan?
Let's talk about vegetables. Or wait, actually, let's talk about cuts of meat besides fish, chicken. What did you say? All the beef cuts are good. All the pork.
Yeah.
I mean, lamb obviously is a ruminant. That's
lamb.
good.
Yeah, any of it. But here's the thing:
the bison, the elk, the venison.
All of it, all good. And
shellfish
people
is good.
say to me, "Hey, Ben, I don't have a lot of money, right?" I was middle class most of my life, and I was able to eat this way.
Yeah.
I would just eat a lot of ground beef. You can find meat on sale all the time. We buy, Serena and I, if we made a beef chili, right, we buy 2 pounds of beef and all the other stuff is not nominal cost. Let's say the beef is $3.50 a pound. So you're looking at 7 pounds, $7, and you throw an onion in there, a couple of other things.
You can find beef for $3.50 a pound. That's amazing.
Yeah, sometimes because you can find it on sale. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's as high as $5. So let's say you get it for $5 a pound. Let's say you're not shopping a deal, right? So you use 2 pounds.
It's about $8 or $9 a pound here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because you're in California.
Yeah.
So you get what you get when you're in
Yep.
California.
Yep.
We don't pay more than $4 or $5 for it. You can find it for cheaper than that here. So, you throw that meal together, and we can eat, the two of us. Let's say the whole meal with all the extra stuff we use, including an avocado. Let's say it costs $20 to put together, right? 2 people eat that for 2 nights.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Really? So for 2 nights, we get 4 meals out of it, right? Meal for me and Serena each per night. Now, I don't know how much cheaper it gets than that to eat. That's almost McDonald's prices. Speaking of which, there is no real fast food that you can eat. Now, that being said, you get caught out, you're on the road, you're traveling, what have you. The aforementioned McDonald's, if you go there, get the quarter pound because it's the only one that's not like the pink sludge meat. It's actually, it's
Beef.
meat.
Yeah.
It's beef.
Can we do an entire 101 on travel, eating,
Sure.
and on the road?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can you jot that down somewhere?
Yep. I have it all. I have all of our 101s listed.
Okay.
All right, vegetables. Leafy greens, cruciferous.
Yeah. So
And by the way, this podcast is now actually getting long in the tooth, so we got to kind of zip through this or save it for part 2.
No, let's go through this piece of it. Right. So, people get carb phobic. It's a note I wrote down when we said we were going to do this podcast. So people get carb phobic. I don't want to eat a vegetable. It's carbs. And, Dr. So-and-so told me that if I eat a vegetable, it's trying to kill me. Vegetable is killing me. Lectins. They got the lectins. It's killing me. Nightshades. All right. Calm down, folks. I do eat vegetables. I call it meat jewelry because it's usually something to make my meat look pretty. And I usually use cruciferous vegetables. I'm a big fan of broccoli. You want to get me to eat vegetables, put broccoli on a plate. If you make
You like that cheesy brock I made on the air?
Oh yeah, it's delicious, folks. You can get that recipe at somewhere that Anna.
Well, it's on your website.
It's my thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Broccoli, cauliflower,
asparagus.
Asparagus. We had asparagus the other night, folks. We put a lot of olive oil and we put salt on it and we overcook it to make it crispy. It's like
I like the really thin asparagus when you make it crispy and it's almost like you're eating a French fry.
Yeah, it's a French fry. So, those are the main ones that I eat. Every now and then you I don't know, you might catch me eating something else. I grow tomatoes, so every now and then I'll have a tomato. It's a fruit, but I'll have a tomato here and again. Avocados.
I just got a fresh tomato from my friend's garden, and it was good.
Yeah, nothing like summertime fresh tomato. So avocados, again, that's a fruit. Olive is a fruit. But those are the vegetables and fruits I eat. Every now and again, once in a blue moon, Serena will bring home raspberries, blackberries, or strawberries. She'll chop them up. We'll whip up some fresh, heavy cream, and have, as she calls it, a pudding. The British call dessert. So that's about it when it comes to that, and that's pretty much what I eat. I do. I've been getting more into fermented stuff. I've been eating a lot of kefir. We go through 1 gallon of raw milk every week to make kefir. So I'm drinking it. I drink most of it. Serena drinks maybe a quarter of it. So I'm drinking 3/4 of that.
Talk to us about full fat dairy.
Full fat dairy is fine, but if you find yourself not losing weight, you're probably having too much dairy or too much cheese or too much. So you have to, again, there's nothing you can do with impunity. The higher the fat of the dairy, the better. Cheese is good. Drinking milk is is never going to be your friend. Yep. Ever. Sorry. And Vinnie, you just said you drink a gallon of milk. Yeah, I ferment it. I'm fermenting most of the lactose out of it. Right. I'm cooking, basically you're cooking it down. Same thing. I started doing kombucha, right? You're cooking it down. Basically, you're cooking by letting it sit
You're not
there.
cooking it. You're
Well,
fermenting
I
it.
say cooking. You're fermenting all the sugar out of it.
Right.
I make my boots
So
so
the
hard.
yeast is eating that sugar,
Right.
pooping off the gases.
Yeah.
And then you're left with the. Now, are there residual grams of lactose, like with wine fermenting, or there's residual grams of sugar?
Absolutely, there is.
Okay.
Right. But it's
you're not carb phobic.
right.
So.
And there's not a lot of carbs. And that's, I drink and I still stay in dietary ketosis. Right.
Is that the goal, to be in dietary ketosis?
For me, it is. But you
Should
can
that
do
be
this.
everyone else's goal?
It's the easiest way to lose weight, and you're going to feel the best and have the least inflammation. But some people, I call it metabolically flexible. They teeter in and out of right on the edge of ketosis. As long as you're eating low carb, you don't have to be in ketosis. You're going to still lose weight as long as you're not overeating. And that's the final word I want to say on this, is that
I like that distinction, though, because I think we're not counting calories, but I like how you're the voice of reason about it, because if you do overeat, we all know, we've all done that. We're like, this is so good. You're stuffing yourself past the point of satiety.
Yeah.
That's overeating.
Yeah. Eat until you're full and then stop. And when you're doing this, you won't be hungry again in 5 minutes. I mean, I'm okay with people being carnivore. I'm going to get my friend back on the show, Dr. Chafee. Chafee is easier to get than Baker. I'm a fan of carnivore, but I've seen carnivores start off there. Oh my God, meat heals. And I fix this, I fix that, I fix the other thing. I lost 100 pounds, and they go, wait a minute, I'm gaining weight again. So they'll call me and go, why am I gaining weight? I'm eating carnivore. I don't eat anything except meat. And then you hear that they're eating X amount of meat per day and say, well, you're eating too much.
Right.
There is a level. There's nothing, folks, I say this all the time, there's nothing you can do with impunity. So in all of this, I'm making this the final word. There's nothing you can do with impunity. Eat until you're full, stop, move on. Make sense?
Yep.
You know what else makes sense? EatHappyKitchen.com.
It does.
Yeah. I save some of my caloric intake every day to eat the cheesy pops. What are they actually called?
Cheese bites.
Cheese bites. I love those things.
They are NSNG.
They are. And by the way, it's 100% cheese. I mean, I love these things. It's a great snack.
It's technically 98.75% cheese and 1.25% spices.
And 100% delicious.
That's right.
See what I did there, Anna?
That's right.
So go to eathappykitchen.com and get the cheesy bites. Get also the gravy. And we talked about pumpkin spice season. If you want to have pumpkin spice, that's where you go to get it.
Get the pumpkin marinara. Hopefully it's still available by the time this airs.
Yeah.
I did a whole lesson. I did a cooking class last night on my Substack, puttanesca cooking class. I made puttanesca pot roast, and I made Vinnie. This is the easiest dinner. This is what you need to make for dinner when you have to make dinner for yourself when Serena leaves.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a pound of sea scallops.
Okay.
You're going to pat them dry. You can put salt and pepper on them. I did the salt dust. Doesn't matter. You're going to sear them up in the pan in a little bit of Villa Capelli. And while you do that, you take a jar of puttanesca and you heat it up in another pan. And that's all it is. You have dinner in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah. Because scallops.
I never made scallops with the puttanesca. It's insane. It's
you know what?
So good.
You could probably do the same thing, folks. If you don't have that, you can have shrimp. Probably do the same exact thing.
Shrimp, salmon. It's really good with seafood.
Yeah. So go check out everything Anna's doing. You know what to do with me. We're always shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner. It puts a little coal on the fire, gets my train down the track. It keeps this show for free and running for all these years in a row. So go and...
Next week, we're going to cover macros, potatoes, cassava, tapioca, onions. These are the questions that I get. Nuts, cured meats, protein powders, seed oils, yeah, and alcohol. Basically the things that we didn't cover today. We got you started with the basics. Let's cover those other things.
Tune in next Monday for that. Oh, we're going to be opening the VIP soon. It's probably open by the time this comes out. So go check it out.
Y'all jump on that. Jump on it.
VIP. It hasn't been open for pretty much a year. You know, people go, oh, I'll just catch it the next month. No, I'm serious about this. We keep it very exclusive. If you want to be in on it, get your name in there. On behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with a little more of little feet